Hey everybody, I'm Geno Reynolds from The Real Opinion. Sleeping Beauty isn't my favorite Disney cartoon, but I do like the character of Maleficent. I'm also a fan of Angelina Jolie, so after hearing she would be taking on the role, I was intrigued. Did Jolie give a truly magical performance as the iconic Disney villain? Let's take a look. We are told by the story's narrator that we don't know the true story of Sleeping Beauty. We learn that Maleficent was once a great fairy and lead protector of one of the two main kingdoms in the story. We learn why she really became evil, but we are also told that there is more to the story that we don't know. There is a prophecy that says a villain will bring peace to the land and the kingdoms. I will come right out and give credit where credit is due. Angelina Jolie is really good as Maleficent, especially when she gets to be really evil. She just seems to be having a lot of fun with the role. Sure, it's a bit hammy at times, but I think that is part of the fun of watching her. Unfortunately, the rest of the movie is less than magical. The first thing I didn't like is the story. Look, as I mentioned, I'm not the biggest fan of Sleeping Beauty. I actually welcome the idea of changing the story. However, if you're going to change the story, especially one as famous as this one, you better bring us something pretty original or different. There was nothing about the changes we haven't already seen before or hasn't already been done way better. The reasons that Maleficent turned evil are pretty cliche and have been used in movies way too often. I was disappointed in what this movie did because I expected something more. Most of the other characters in this movie, other than Jolie and a couple others, are pretty bad. One of the worst offenders, and I hate saying this because I love the guy, is Charlito Copley as King Stefan. He just comes off as goofy even when he's trying to be dramatic. Granted, he isn't given a ton of great dialogue to work with. I also cringed when the three main fairies, played by Leslie Manville, Imelda Staunton, and Geno Temple, were on screen. I kid you not, they were pretty much a non-talented version of the Three Stooges. And for a lot of the movie, they were in CG. That point leads me to another thing that bothered me about this film. I really like the design of just about everything in this film. The only problem is that 99% of the CG looked absolutely fake. The dragon was the only exception, and that was probably because the scene was dark. Everything looked like it was CG sitting on top of live action video. When the characters interacted with the CG, I just couldn't buy it. While this isn't a terrible movie, I really don't think it is even as close to as good as it could have been. Jolie's performance, while great, wasn't nearly enough to save this one. To quote a friend of mine, this movie is more like Maleficent. But remember, it's only just one guy's opinion. I'm Geno Reynolds from The Real Opinion. Until next time.